From our labs to our imaginations, humans have taken control of nature, creating creatures that both fascinate and frighten us. These aren't mythical creatures but are real results of genetic engineering, made to meet our needs and wants. Yet, this leads many to ask if we are playing God or just bringing our worst nightmares to life. As we delve into genetic manipulation, the big question is, can we really control what we create? Join us on this exciting journey as we look at 15 terrifying animals that humans have brought into existence. Number 15. The gentle giants, Flemish rabbits. In general, rabbits are known for their small size and gentle nature, happily munching on grass throughout their lives. But sometimes, humans manage to turn these adorable creatures into giants. The Flemish giant is one of the biggest breeds of domestic rabbits, with a strong, elongated body and broad hindquarters resembling the shape of a mandolin. Their fur is glossy and thick, rolling back into place when stroked. The Flemish giant rabbit has its roots in Flanders, where it was carefully bred as far back as the 16th century near the city of Ghent in Belgium. Its ancestry is thought to include several breeds known for their meat and fur qualities, such as the Steenkonen, aptly named for its weight of about roughly 3.8 kilograms, and the now extinct European Patagonian breed. Male Flemish giants, called bucks, have large heads compared to females, known as does. It takes about 1.5 years for bucks and 1 year for does to reach full maturity. On average, Flemish giants weigh around 6.8 kilograms, but some can tip the scales at a whopping 22 kilograms. The longest recorded Flemish giants stretched about 1.3 meters from nose to tail. These gentle giants come in 7 different colors, according to the American Rabbit Breeders Association, including black, blue, and white. Despite their impressive size, Flemish giants can be quite friendly and tolerant of human interaction if handled regularly. Number 14. Belgian Blue, the muscular breed. In the 19th century, in the heart of Belgium, a remarkable breed of cattle was born through a clever mix of local cows and a special shorthorn breed from the UK. There's even a chance that Charolais cows were part of the mix too. Originally, these Belgian blue cattle were used for both milk and meat. Fast forward to the 1950s when Professor Hansett, based in Le Provence, Belgium, was tinkering away at an artificial insemination center. It was here that the modern beef breed we know today began to take shape. Through careful breeding, Professor Hansett ensured that a unique gene mutation responsible for the breed's incredible muscle development became a defining feature of the Belgian Blue. In 1978, the Belgian Blue made its grand entrance into the United States, thanks to Nick Tutt, a farmer from Canada who settled in West Texas. He introduced these impressive cattle to local universities, sparking interest far and wide. What sets the Belgian Blue apart is its natural mutation in the myostatin gene. Myostatin is like a stop sign for muscle growth, but in these cattle, the myostatin gene is kind of like a broken stop sign. It can't do its job properly. This means the cows just keep on growing lean muscle at a rapid pace with minimal fat deposition. So not only are they strong, but they're also exceptionally lean, making their meat highly sought after. The Belgian Blue cow has traveled far and wide, making its mark in various corners of the globe. According to DAT-IS, an international database, 24 countries across Africa, the Americas, Europe, and Oceania have welcomed these impressive cattle. Out of these, 10 countries provide data on the population of Belgian Blues. As of 2022, the worldwide population of these magnificent cows was estimated to be around 17,875. Number 13. Jag Lions, big cat hybrids. Jaguars and lions are both impressive big cats, but they have their differences. Lions are bulky beasts, with males usually weighing around 420 pounds. Jaguars, on the other hand, are a bit slimmer, averaging about 260 pounds. Despite their size difference, both cats are top predators in their habitats. Lions are known for taking down massive buffalo, while jaguars are skilled hunters of ferocious caiman. Jaguars are especially sneaky in their hunting techniques, making them formidable predators. Now, imagine what happens when these two powerful hunters mix their genes. The result is a fascinating hybrid called a Jag Lion or Jaguan. In April 2006, 2 Jag Lions were born at Bear Creek Wildlife Sanctuary in Canada. Jazara and Tsunami, as they were named, were born from an unexpected mating between a black jaguar named Diablo and a lioness named Lola, who had grown up together. Tsunami has spots like a jaguar, while Jazara has a melanistic coat due to inheriting the jaguar's dominant melanism gene. But the mix doesn't stop there. There's also the Liguar, the offspring of a male lion and a female jaguar. And if you thought that was interesting, wait until you hear about the Liguar, a mix of a lion-jaguar hybrid and a leopard. These hybrid big cats are truly unique, showcasing the intriguing possibilities that arise when different species come together. Number 12. Glowfish, beauty or bioethics. The glowfish stands as an intriguing yet somewhat scary product of genetic tinkering in the realm of animal breeding. Originally crafted by scientists in Singapore during the late 1990s, glowfish are essentially zebrafish that have been genetically tweaked to carry a gene for fluorescent proteins, causing them to emit a glow when exposed to ultraviolet light. These proteins, sourced from creatures like jellyfish, coral, or sea anemones, are fused into the zebrafish's genetic makeup, resulting in a dazzling array of hues. Initially conceived to aid in detecting pollutants in water, glowfish quickly found their way into the hearts of aquarium enthusiasts, becoming sought-after pets. Their captivating glow draws people in, but it also sparks ethical debates regarding the manipulation of animal genes purely for visual appeal. Critics question the necessity and wisdom of creating glowfish, fearing potential ecological repercussions if they were to escape into natural habitats. Concerns include the risk of crossbreeding with wild zebrafish, potentially disrupting ecosystems by spreading the fluorescent gene. Furthermore, the long-term effects of genetic alterations on glowfish health and behavior remain uncertain. While they're already quite active, modifications might ramp up their activity even more. The glowfish serves as a vivid example of humanity's power to reshape living beings for our entertainment, inviting us to confront the ethical dilemmas surrounding genetic engineering and the potential fallout of prioritizing novelty and aesthetics over caution and respect for nature. Number 11. The human mouse experiment. The Vacanti mouse was a lab mouse that made headlines because it had a human ear growing on its back. The ear was made from cow cartilage cells, which were placed into a mold shaped like an ear and implanted under the mouse's skin. To keep the ear in the right shape, a splint was used. The cartilage grew within the mold's limits, and the splint was removed temporarily for photos. This unique creation, named the Vacanti mouse, was the result of research by Charles Vacanti, building upon the work of other scientists who had been experimenting with regenerating organs using cells on scaffolds. The mouse used in this experiment was a special type called a nude mouse, commonly used in labs because its immune system is weak, making it less likely to reject transplants. Despite the lack of genetic manipulation in this experiment, it stirred controversy in the late 1990s, sparking protests against genetic engineering. Really creepy. I mean, mice are creepy enough, and this one has no hair and a human ear growing on its back. Joseph Vacanti, the researcher involved, joked that the mouse went on to live a happy life after the ear was removed. However, it's common practice in labs to euthanize the animals after experiments, as mentioned in the original paper. Number 10. Liger, the ultimate hybrid. The liger, a fascinating creature, arises from the union of a male lion and a tigress, two majestic beings from the same family but different species. Imagine a liger with its tawny fur adorned with faint tiger-like stripes and perhaps even rosettes inherited from its lion parent. These markings come in various shades, ranging from black to sandy, depending on the genetic interplay of its lineage. Just like their parents, ligers can flaunt a spectrum of hues, from tawny to golden, with pale underparts similar to their tiger relatives. But here's where it gets really interesting. Breeders have crossed white tigers with lions, birthing pale golden ligers, and in a stroke of curiosity, some wonder if crossing white lions with white tigers could produce snow-white or even stripeless ligers. Interestingly, despite legends, there are no reports of black ligers. While melanistic tigers are a rarity, black lions remain a mythical entity. And as for gray or blue ligers, they're as impossible as spotting a unicorn. White ligers, though incredibly rare, made their debut in December 2013, born to a white male lion and a white female tiger in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The liger is often hailed as the giant among cats, with males stretching up to 3.6 meters in length. Imprinted genes, those mysterious codes inherited from their parents, may play a role in their colossal size. These genes, like hidden treasures, occasionally unlock the potential for hybrid growth, making ligers a marvel of nature's genetic dance. Contrary to a common misconception about ligers, they don't keep growing forever due to hormonal issues. Instead, they experience rapid growth during their youth and take longer to reach full size. Once they hit adulthood, their shoulder height and body length plateau just like lions and tigers. Interestingly, male ligers have testosterone levels similar to adult male lions but don't produce sperm following Haldane's rule. On the other hand, many female ligers are fertile, defying expectations. Number 9. The dangers of Africanized bees. If you're seeking further evidence of the risks associated with creating hybrid animals, look no further than the infamous Africanized bees, also known as killer bees. Originally intended for noble purposes, these bees turned out to be one of the greatest threats in the Western Hemisphere. But how did things take such a drastic turn? The idea behind breeding these bees was to boost honey production, particularly in places like Brazil, where there's a high demand for honey. However, the plan backfired when it became apparent that these bees couldn't handle the hot climate of Brazil. As a result, a few swarms managed to escape and spread from South America to Central and North America. Here, their aggressive traits became evident in the worst possible ways. These bees have a strong aversion to disturbance and will attack relentlessly when they feel threatened, leading to numerous incidents of stinging and even fatalities. While their behavior earned them the title of killer bees, it's important to note that their creation was not a natural occurrence, but rather the result of human intervention, for which scientists bear responsibility. Number 8. Oxitec Mosquito. Genetic solution or problem? Even though malaria alone causes 1 million deaths each year, its true impact goes beyond just numbers. The Oxitec mosquito is a chilling example of genetic engineering aimed at pest control. Developed by scientists at Oxitec, a British biotechnology company, this genetically modified Aedes aegypti mosquito is designed to fight diseases like dengue, Zika, and yellow fever. Here's how it works. Scientists inserted a special gene into the mosquito's DNA, making it produce offspring that can't survive to adulthood. The male Oxitec mosquito has a single mission: find female mosquitoes, mate with them, and pass on the self-limiting gene. When these modified males mate with wild females, most of their offspring die before they can reproduce, leading to a decrease in the mosquito population overall. While the Oxitec mosquito has shown promise in curbing disease-carrying mosquitoes in some areas, its use raises serious ethical and environmental concerns. Critics worry about the unforeseen effects on ecosystems, as reducing mosquito populations could disrupt food chains and biodiversity. There's also the risk that the genetic modification could spread to other species through breeding, throwing nature's balance out of whack. The Oxitec mosquito highlights humanity's ability to alter the natural world to address urgent problems, but it also underscores the potential risks and unintended consequences of such interventions. As we delve deeper into genetic engineering, it's crucial to carefully weigh the benefits against the possible downsides and to consider the ethical and ecological implications of our actions on the natural world. Number 7. Hfins, nature's rare hybrid. The story of the Hfin begins at Sea Life Park, just outside Honolulu, Hawaii, where the words Hfin and dolphin blend much like Brangelina in mainstream Hollywood. In an underwater pen, a male false killer whale and a typical female Atlantic bottlenose dolphin shared the same space. The dolphin weighed 400 pounds and measured 6 feet long, while the false killer whale weighed 2,000 pounds and was 14 feet long. Despite being part of the park's water show, the false killer whale is actually a species of dolphin, ranking as the world's 3rd largest oceanic dolphin species. Dolphins, on the other hand, bottlenose dolphins are the most well-known among these creatures. These two animals were more than just tank mates. They were lovers. From their union came Kekamalu, the world's first recognized living Hfin, a perfect 50-50 hybrid of both species. While scientists knew that false killer whales and bottlenose dolphins sometimes swim together in the open ocean, interspecies mating between cetaceans was rare. However, when Kekamalu was born, she grew rapidly. In just 2 years, she reached the same size as her mother, making it challenging for mama dolphin to provide enough breast milk for her calf. Kekamalu's features were a natural mix of both species. Her head resembled that of a false killer whale, while her nose tip and fins looked more like a dolphin's. Her coloring, on the other hand, was darker than that of a typical dolphin. These unique hybrids are rare, but sightings of hybrid animals are becoming more common as captive animals follow their instincts. Even more astonishing, hybrids have been observed in the wild, with researchers spotting Hfins near the sea, sometimes even mating with other species like the Cuban crocodile. Number 6. Understanding wolf dogs. If you think your dog causes trouble, consider yourself lucky you've never had to deal with training a wolf dog. As the name suggests, a wolf dog is a mix between a domestic dog and a wolf, which can include different types of wolves like gray wolves, eastern wolves, red wolves, or Ethiopian wolves. Some people claim they can easily distinguish between a wolf, a dog, and a wolf dog, but their evidence hasn't always held up in court. Most wolf dogs come from the mating of domestic dogs with gray wolves, since they are genetically similar and have lived in the same areas for a long time. Sometimes this mix happens naturally in the wild, especially in regions where wolf populations have decreased due to human activity, but wolf dogs are also bred intentionally, often in captivity. Sometimes dogs mate with other North American wolf species like eastern timber wolves or red wolves, either in the wild or in captivity. It can be hard for scientists to tell apart the dog genes from the wolf genes in these wolf species because they've shared habitats with gray wolves and coyotes, which can also mix with them. In North America, where different wolf species live, Some biologists think that the coy wolf hybrids found in the northeastern part of the continent might have genes from both domestic dogs and wolf dogs. Even Ethiopian wolves in the Ethiopian highlands have been found to have mixed with feral dogs in the past, showing how these hybrids can occur in different parts of the world. 6 types of dogs show signs of having mixed with wolves recently in their ancestry. One of these breeds is called the Wuda or Malamute wolf, which comes from crossing an Alaskan Malamute with a timber wolf. For other breeds were deliberately created by mixing German Shepherd dogs with wolves. These breeds have unique physical traits that may reflect the different types of wolves involved in their development. Some more unusual crosses have also been tried out. For example, in Germany, there have been experiments to cross wolves with poodles. The reasons behind creating these breeds vary widely. Some people simply wanted a pet that looked like a wolf but was still friendly and manageable, while others wanted highly skilled military working dogs. Number 5. Grar Bears, a new hybrid threat. Now let's talk about the Grar Bear, a fearsome creature that's a mix of a grizzly bear and a polar bear, but only if the polar bear is the mom. If it's the dad, we awkwardly call it a pizzly bear. But no matter what you call them, Grar bears are usually between 6.5 to 10 feet long and can weigh anywhere from 400 to 1,500 pounds. For comparison, a grizzly bear is usually about 6.1/2 feet long, while a polar bear can reach up to 10 feet, so the Grar Bear falls right in between in terms of size. What's really interesting is that Grar Bears can have babies and give birth to healthy cubs, which is unusual for hybrid animals. Usually, hybrids can't have babies because their mixed genes make them infertile. We don't know exactly how many Grar Bears there are, but they do exist in the wild, and people have been spotting them more often lately. This might be because grizzly and polar bears are starting to share more of the same territory in the Arctic and the Americas as the climate changes due to global warming. Some experts think that Grar Bears could be the future of bears because they can have babies, but that might not be great news for us because Grar Bears are said to be more aggressive and braver than grizzly bears. So, if you're planning a camping trip, you might want to keep an eye out for these interesting new hybrids. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. Deep within the untouched depths of a dense, remote forest, Dr. Oliver Stone and his lifelong friend, Jake, embarked on a daring experiment that would forever alter the course of their lives. Their subject, a gentle golden retriever named Rex, a faithful companion to both men. But Rex was no ordinary dog. He possessed an intelligence and loyalty that mirrored the bond between Dr. Stone and Jake. Intrigued by the possibilities, they set out to unlock his hidden potential. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, as they carefully administered their experimental serum, watching with bated breath as Rex transformed into anything they had ever witnessed. His once compact frame expanded and stretched, muscles bulging beneath his fur, until he stood taller and broader than any creature in the forest. But despite his imposing size, Rex remained the same loving companion, his eyes reflecting the trust and affection he held for his two friends. As word of their creation spread, fear and curiosity gripped the hearts of those who heard tales of the giant dog that now prowled the forest. Hunters and thrill-seekers descended upon the once silent wilderness, eager to capture the legendary beast for fame and fortune. Yet Dr. Stone and Jake refused to let their friend fall into the hands of those who sought to exploit him. Together, they stood as guardians of the forest, defending Rex from harm and ensuring that he remained free to roam the land he called home. However, unknown to the world, Rex was just one of the 50 horrifying animals that had been bred into existence. What do you think about the practice of creating hybrid animals for experimental purposes? Let us know your opinion in the comments. Number 4. Featherless Chicken, unsettling genetic experiment. The featherless chicken stands out as a startling example of genetic tinkering in the world of animal breeding. Crafted by Israeli scientists in the early 2000s, this peculiar fowl is the outcome of a genetic glitch that halts feather growth. Initially, the researchers aimed to engineer a chicken resilient to scorching climates, aiming to cut down on costly cooling systems in poultry farms and trim production expenses. Though the featherless chicken might appear as a practical fix for poultry farming challenges, its sight is unsettling. Devoid of feathers, its pink, wrinkled skin is sensitive to sunlight and prone to harm. What's more, its lack of feathers severely hampers its ability to regulate body temperature, leaving it at the mercy of harsh weather conditions. Concerns arise regarding the welfare of these featherless birds. Their featherless state disrupts natural behaviors like preening and dust bathing, crucial for their well-being. Besides, their exposed skin makes them easy targets for parasites, infections, and injuries, sparking debates on the ethics of breeding animals likely to suffer a diminished quality of life. The featherless chicken highlights the dangers of prioritizing economic gains over animal welfare. In the quest for cheaper food production, we risk creating unnatural and terrifying creatures that may endure suffering. Ultimately, featherless chickens in tropical regions grow faster than their feathered counterparts, spared from heat-induced delays. Number 3. Cabbage head jellyfish. Rising Mediterranean population. The cabbage head jellyfish, also known as Drymonema dalmatina, is a fascinating yet unsettling creature found in the deep waters of the Mediterranean Sea and the eastern Atlantic Ocean. Its peculiar cabbage-like appearance, with a bell that can grow up to 3 feet in diameter and tentacles stretching over 20 feet, makes it a truly remarkable sight. But what's even more intriguing is its recent surge in population. Once a rare sighting, the cabbage head jellyfish is now becoming increasingly common in coastal areas across the Mediterranean. While scientists are still trying to puzzle out the exact reasons behind this population boom, it's believed to be linked to various human-induced factors like overfishing, climate change, and pollution. This unexpected rise in cabbage head jellyfish numbers serves as a stark reminder of how our actions can have unintended consequences on marine ecosystems. As sea turtle populations decline, natural predators of jellyfish and ocean conditions change. It creates the perfect environment for these jellyfish to thrive. But why should we care? Well, the increase in cabbage head jellyfish poses a threat to local fisheries and other marine life by competing for resources and potentially disrupting the food chain. They can throw the delicate balance of marine ecosystems out of whack. This situation highlights our ethical and ecological responsibilities as stewards of the environment. As we grapple with the emergence of this unusual and somewhat unsettling creature, it's crucial to reflect on the broader implications of our interactions with the natural world. It's a wake-up call to reevaluate our relationship with the environment and strive for sustainability in our actions to maintain the delicate balance of life on Earth. Number 2. Zebroids, striped equine hybrids. A zebroid is what you get when you crossbreed a zebra with another equine, like a horse or a donkey. These hybrids usually take after their non-zebra parent in appearance but have zebra-like stripes on their bodies. However, these stripes usually don't cover the whole body. They might just be on the legs or spread out in patches. Now, let's talk about zorses. A zorse is the offspring of a zebra stallion and a horse. They're also called zebras, zebras, or zebra mules. Zorses have a combination of zebra striping and colored areas on their coat. They're usually bred using solid-colored horses, but if the horse parent has black and white patches or patches of other colors, the zorse may end up with white patches along with the striped ones. People often prefer zorses over zebras for practical reasons, like riding, because zebras have different body shapes and it's hard to find gear that fits them properly. However, zorses can be more temperamental than purebred horses, inheriting some wild traits from their zebra parent. Zebras themselves are strong and can be aggressive, so zorses may have similar traits. Number 1. Reviving the Orox, modern genetic endeavor. Once upon a time, the Orox, a grand ancestor of today's cows, used to roam freely across Europe, Asia, and North Africa. These magnificent creatures were known for their massive size and mighty horns, but sadly, they vanished from the earth in the 17th century due to hunting and the loss of their habitats. Just imagine holding one of those impressive Orox horns in your hand. But wait, there's hope on the horizon. The Orox revival, also known as the Taurus program, is an ongoing endeavor by scientists and breeders to bring back this extinct species through a blend of selective breeding and genetic tinkering. This groundbreaking project kicked off in 2009 with the ambitious goal of recreating a breed of cattle that closely resembles the ancient Orox. The magic lies in a technique called backbreeding, where modern cattle breeds carrying traces of Orox DNA are carefully crossed to bring back their ancient traits. However, this resurrection tale comes with its own set of dilemmas. Critics worry that playing with extinct species could lead to unforeseen consequences, disrupting ecosystems and upsetting the natural balance of things. Despite these concerns, the Orox revival project has made significant strides, with some cattle breeds bearing a striking resemblance to their ancient forebears. The story of the Orox doesn't end there. Humans have been tinkering with cattle for thousands of years, shaping them through selective breeding into the diverse array of breeds we see today. The selective breeding process has resulted in larger sizes, darker coats, and impressive horns similar to the majestic Orox. As this project continues to unfold, it serves as a poignant reminder of humanity's power to mold the natural world and the potential consequences, both inspiring and frightening, of pushing the boundaries of life itself. Which of these horrifying hybrid creatures do you consider most horrifying? Let us know your opinion in the comments below.